In this video, we're going to talk about up-leveling your life. So the first part of this video is going to be kind of taking inventory. You're going to want a notebook. And then the second part is going to be more actions and just reflection for when you start taking action. The first thing you want to do is kind of like a life audit. I sell a journal that kind of talks in 5 different categories. It goes through self, health, career, finances, and relationships. And it kind of asks where you're at and where you're going. So what I would first do is you can split it up in your main and favorite categories that you want to work towards. Maybe there's only 3. Split it up by that and then kind of take inventory. Where are you right now in those categories and what do you want to have accomplished by the end of the year? So really just breaking it out and getting specific, because if you don't know, how are you going to? What are your gifts? What do people come to you for? If someone needed advice, what would they come to you for? That's usually where your gift lies. Maybe it's with finances, maybe it's with relationships, just to feel comforted. What are you good at based on what people come to you for? If you're not sure, I would suggest that you ask people that you're close to. What is it that you're good at? Because a lot of times people can see things in us that we don't even see, and that can be super helpful to get an outside perspective. And you can also consider too, like even if it's at work, like what are you usually asked for? Kind of take inventory in that sense. Third thing is, who do you naturally gravitate towards online? Or maybe it's like a celebrity or just someone that you really take to. A lot of times we are attracted to people because they embody something that we love and have in us. So for instance, I'll give an example. Like, I feel like a lot of people I gravitate towards are like very in their feminine. They are in nature a lot. They cook. They just are slower paced. And that's probably because I am so used to not being that way. Or maybe there's someone that dresses a certain way that you like and it's more, oh, you want to wear more jewelry. I would take inventory who you naturally gravitate towards, because that could be an expander for you. That could be somebody, let's say they have something you want. Maybe they have a relationship, them and their partner work together. What is it about these people that draws you to them? And when you kind of take note of that, it's like, oh, I really like her style. Well, maybe you can start to embody that yourself. Start dressing up more. Maybe you like the relationship that she has. That kind of opens your eyes to what's possible and gives you something to work towards. Relationship that I absolutely love. And of course, like, take everything online with a grain of salt. But I am like currently obsessed with Dua Lipa, and her man are so cute. And so to see that, to put myself around that, because it's what I want. Like, I don't want to be around things that are not showing me what I want, because it's just going to keep rewiring that it's not possible. Find those expanders for you and make sure they're right there. I have like an entire Pinterest board of that couple. It's just like things they want to do together, just how cute they are. And having that right in front of you can just say, okay, if I was her, how would I be acting? If I was in a relationship. Super helpful. I have started embodying a lot of people that I look towards, and I think that's just good to like notice where you're naturally gravitating towards, because there's a reason for that. Fourth thing is your identity. As everyone references James Clear's Atomic Habit, there's some example of a smoker, and basically there's something about how if he's asked like about smoking, he can respond in a way that's, oh, I'm trying to quit. Or he can respond in a way that's, I don't smoke, I'm not a smoker. And they say a lot of times, instead of habits or goals, what you really need to shift is actually your identity. So let's say that you want to really be in shape. Instead of, I'm going to the gym, you want to say, I work out, I'm always at the gym, instead of just like, I'm gonna get a membership. Like, once you identify with that and set that as like a standard, you kind of automatically just start taking actions that are aligned with it. Start taking action, it's like your energy raises too. You start almost putting yourself on the dance floor for whatever you're trying to create to show up and dance with you. So this is the beginning of it, which is basically just kind of taking inventory, what you want, what you're good at, where you're at, and how you want to start identifying yourself, and also who you want to start being more and embodying, but of course, making it you. So part 2 of this is kind of talking about, I'm really avid on saying that there's like a mind and body piece. I want to ask you a question. If you think back, like let's think of something on the spot right now that you like really desire. Whatever that may be, a relationship, and then I want you to close your eyes, think about it. Now I want you to think, okay, if you had that in the morning, like imagine you were like viral in the morning. Imagine you had your husband there in the morning. Imagine you were in the physical shape you want by the morning. Usually, you'll feel some sort of response and resistance in your body. Or what are the beliefs that come up when you do close your eyes and start thinking about that? Because a lot of times that is what's blocking you from it. It might be a belief, it might be like a sensation of like nervousness, maybe it's excitement, right? Those two kind of get confused with each other. But what is the story you're telling yourself? If you had that in the morning, what comes up for you when you really sit with that? What are the beliefs? Where do you feel it in your body? What are the stories that you're telling yourself? The emotions that you're feeling, the sensations when you know that you'll have that thing tomorrow. So I'm going to start uploading. I made a second channel for EFT because I think that there's a logical piece and then there's a physiological. You have to feel safe to have it. So with every video, I'm going to be uploading an EFT video to go with it. So there will be one that will kind of work you through the sensations of having your life, what you're going to have to release to have that new, rebranded, up-leveled life. But this practice always works best when it is so specific to you. Yourself better than anyone, and you know what's coming up for you. So like I said, that little example I just gave of like picturing you had whatever it was tomorrow, what comes up? Or as you start taking action towards these goals, what comes up? Maybe you're afraid to get on a dating app. Maybe you're like, oh, there's nobody good near me. Take note of that. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go into ChatGPT and I want you to put in, please make me an EFT script with these limiting beliefs and the opposite. Because you want to go in and you want to start rewiring that. And I'll tell you one thing, like I think that the most action, you need to do the inner work and then it will manifest outer. I took so much action in my life. I have no regrets. There does need to be some action, right? But I think the most work you can do is going inside of yourself, and then the rest just kind of flows. Maybe you notice what you thought you wanted, you don't. But if you take these sensations and these beliefs and you go in, I guarantee it will help you in all areas across the board. There's usually a line of where it's like similar things and similar beliefs in like different areas of your life. That's where the work lies. So I hope that this was helpful. Check out my second video. I will tag it below. Be easy on me because I'm just starting with making these. But I do, like I said, I really think that there is something behind the logical piece and then the body part, and I really want to connect the two. So, like I said, there's going to be a general one for up-leveling and rebranding, and then there is the example I just kind of gave you, and I'll leave that in the description too so that you can kind of reference that for notes. But for you to go and make your own specific to you, because when you work out that emotion and that belief and rewire it, you're going on a deep subconscious level. You're getting to the root, and that is going to help you across the board. And it's going to be just natural almost to start doing things that it's going to take to get you there, right? you are unraveling all of these built up layers that you have, and it's just gonna be who you are. So I hope this was helpful, and let's really take over in 2026.